In this video, let's see what is operation and what is block operation, and when to use operation and when to go for a block operation. So we know that both operation and block operations can be added to the operation queue to perform a task asynchronously. So let's see what are the main differences between first, what is operation, what is block operation. So operation is technically an abstract class from which block operation got subclassed, which is a so operation is like an abstract class and block operation is like a concrete class. So operation, it, both represents a single unit of work that can be performed asynchronously, of course. Both operation and block operation encapsulates the work to be done in the in a queue. Whereas operation, as it is an abstract class, if we need to do it, what we need to do is, of course, uh, we need to create a subclass of operation like this, and in the we need to override the main method of operation to do the task. So whatever the operation you want to perform, this is where you need to perform. Okay, so and it's have main. So once let me create a queue which is operation queue. So if I need to add this queue dot add operation, I can add operation. Okay, sorry, I can add, I need to create let op1 operation 1 is equal to service operation, and I can add like this. So if I execute it, we have added. So this is how we can encapsulate the operation piece of code that we need to execute in the main function. Okay, so whereas in the if it is a block operation, which is a subclass of operation class, you don't need to do all this stuff. What you can do is you can directly write the code that needs to be executed asynchronously in the queue. Correct? This is block operation. Okay, so this operation also, so I have created a queue, I created an operation abstract class to queue. Now let me add, and I can directly create a block and give, or I can add it as an operation to. Okay, so if I execute it, first this gets executed. This is how we encapsulate the piece of code in the overrated method of operation in the main method, and this is how we encapsulate the code in the block. This is the block operation. Okay, so but when to go for operation and when to go for the block operation, correct? When both are having. So as I said, operation is an abstract class that represents a single unit of work that can be executed on an operation queue. So to use an operation, you need to subclass it, and you need to override the main method to implement your own custom operation. And the beauty is operation provides more fine-grained control over the execution flow and allows you to manage dependencies between operations using add dependency and also remove dependency. So let's see how it is. So the advantage here is, for example, this is something. So let's say I have a variable called message is equal to, let's say it is empty for now, operation subclass. Once the operation is completed, I'll just print it. For example, I have operation 1, let's say I have operation 2 also. Operation 1 dot message is equal to something like op1. Operation 2 dot message is something like op2. Now as I added it, I can so now what happens when I add q dot operation 2? Now if I execute till here, what happens? First, op1 gets executed. Why? Because this is the operation, I have added it first in the queue, and op2 gets executed. For example, let's say operation 1 is depending on operation 2. Now I can add the dependency, add dependency. That's the beauty of if you need something to add dependencies and remove dependencies, of course you don't have any choice, you need to go for the operation abstract class. So now if I execute it, op2 will get executed as why? Because op1 is depending on operation 2. and as well you can remove the dependencies also if you need to remove the dependency. So this is the advantage of using an abstract class, though you need to do some extra work of overriding this and maintaining a main class, whereas if it is a block operation, it's directly you can use it. So you can add the dependency and you can remove the dependency. This is one thing. And also it gives you some fine execution controls, like operation one dot, you can check whether it is executing, whether it is concurrent, whether it is finished. For example, in the middle, if you want to check it whether it is ready, or you want to cancel it, you need to check whether it is asynchronous, is it concurrent, is it executing. So these can be done only if you're using the abstract class, but these are not possible in the block operation. So it's our decision or our choice, based on the requirement. Choose whether to go for an operation. You will get more control on what is going to happen, as you can add the dependencies, you can check whether it is executing or cancel, something like that. Whereas in the block operation, you can encapsulate code in the block, which is simple, not like operation where you need to subclass the main function. So that's pretty much what is an operation, and what is a block operation. But actually in Swift, both operation and block operations are classes that are used to encapsulate unit of work. Operation encapsulated in the main method, block operation encapsulated in the closure. So which can be executed asynchronously in concurrent or serial queues using the operation queue class, which we have just done. Both operation and block operations are part of the foundation framework and provide a way to manage and execute tasks in a multi-threaded environment, to summarize. But whereas what operation is having, which block operation is not having, is this add more fine-grained control, which we just discussed. It is having add dependency, and it is having we can check whether it is executing or whether it is ready, something like that. Okay, so at very high level, operation is an abstract class. It has it encapsulates the code in the main function that we need to override. We need to create the subclass, we can add the dependencies, we can remove the dependencies, we can check whether operation is executing or not. Block operation is a concrete subclass of operation that allows you to create an operation with a closure. Okay, so in summary, operation provides more flexibility and control over the execution flow, but requires subclassing and overriding main. While block operation provides a simpler approach to create an operation using the closure as the main task. Okay, but both are used to manage and execute tasks concurrently or serially using operation queues. Okay, so that's basically the definitions and the differences between operation and block operation. So I hope this post is useful. Whenever in your project, if you need to do some asynchronous task, whether you want to go with an operation or block operation, I hope this video would be helpful for you. Thank you.